wilderness of Sinai, the word came from the throne. Count the men of Israel, let their numbers all be known. By their families and their fathers, every name upon the scroll. 20 years and upward, every warrior in the roll. The Levites took the tabernacle, holy keepers of the flame, while the tribes encamped in order, each with banner and a name. Judah on the sunrise side, with Issachar and Zebulun, marching toward the promise, though the journey's just begun. Keep the camp in purity, the Lord gave the decree. From the leper to the lawless, set the holy places free. The test of bitter water for the heart that turned away, to keep the covenant of marriage in the light of day. The Nazirite made a vow to let his hair grow long and wild, no fruit of vine or touch of death for every chosen child. Then the priest began to whisper, may the Lord bless and keep you near. May his face shine bright upon you and quiet every fear. 12 days of heavy offerings. The princes brought their gold, silver plates and incense bowls, for the story to be told. The Levites were the ransom for the firstborn of the land, purified and lifted up by the Almighty's hand. The silver trumpet sounded, a signal for the host to move the cloud of glory from the pillar at the coast. Rise up, O Lord, cried Moses, as the ark began to lead. But the people started grumbling of the hunger and the need. They wept for fish and cucumbers, for the onions and the leeks. Why'd you bring us to the desert, where the burning wind is bleak? So the fire of God descended, and the quail fell from the sky. But the plague followed the greed of those who let their spirits die. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke against the prophet's grace. Does the Lord speak only through the man with a humble face? The leprosy struck Miriam, white as snow upon the skin, until Moses prayed for mercy to wash away the sin. 12 spies went to the valley where the grapes grew in the sun, to see if Canaan's battles could be fought and could be won. 10 came back with trembling, the giants are too tall. But Caleb and young Joshua said, the Lord will make them fall. The congregation lifted voices, weeping in the night. Let's head back to Egypt, let's give up on the fight. So God said, you shall wander for 40 years of pain, till this faithless generation falls like shadows on the plain. A man went gathering firewood upon the Sabbath day. The law was strict and heavy for those who went astray. Then Korah rose in pride to challenge Moses' holy rod. But the earth opened its mouth and swallowed enemies of God. To prove the chosen lineage, 12 staffs were laid in sight. But Aaron's rod of almond wood bloomed flowers in the night, a sign of life from withered wood, a sign of who should lead to serve the tent of meeting and to plant the holy seed. The red heifer was offered, her ashes mixed with rain, to cleanse the one who touched the dead and take away the stain. But at the rock of Meribah, when the people cried for drink, Moses struck the stone in anger, standing on the brink. "Hear now, you rebels," Moses cried, and hit the rock twice sore. The water flowed for thirsty souls, but a shadow hit the door. "Because you did not trust me to be holy in their sight, you shall not lead this people to the land of morning light." The king of Edom barred the way. The path was long and hard. Aaron climbed the mountain height, his priestly life on guard. He passed the robes to Eleazar, and he breathed his final breath as Israel mourned 30 days, the silence of his death. The fiery serpents bit the camp for the words the people spoke, until they cried for mercy. As the golden spirit broke, Moses raised a bronze snake high upon a wooden pole, and everyone who looked at it was healed and made whole. King Balak saw the multitude, and he felt a rising dread. He sent for Balaam the sorcerer to heap curses on their head. But an angel stood with sword in hand upon the narrow way, and the donkey spoke in wisdom, while the prophet went astray. Balaam stood on Peor's height to let the curses fly, but blessed be Israel's the only echoing cry. I see a star from Jacob and a scepter rising high. I cannot curse what God has blessed beneath the desert sky. But the beauty of the Midianites led the hearts of men to roam. They bowed to Baal of Peor and forgot their holy home. Then Phinehas rose in holy zeal to stop the plague's dark hand, and a covenant of peace was planted in